Well, good evening, everyone. Probably going, oh my gosh, it's not a quiet video today. No, we're going to do a video. We haven't flown this aircraft in quite a while. Now, I have flown 727s here recently, but we haven't done it for FedEx. And we are pretty much ready to roll. And I just thought, you know what? We'll kind of change it up, see what y'all think. Hey, feel free to drop a line in the comments section. Let me know, do you like commentary or no commentary? Would love to hear from you. What say you? You, the viewer. All right, folks, so we got a 727. A little bit of history here. T-tail day and, well, actually, T-tail night. We're going to fly where we left off with FedEx in Bloomington, Illinois. We're going to trek on over to Des Moines, Iowa. A long time ago, folks, back in the mid-90s, I drove a truck for Emory Worldwide from Des Moines to Indianapolis, where another driver would take it into the hub for Emory. So Des Moines is an old stomping ground of mine. Granted, I never stopped in Bloomington. Our two big ones on the way were Cedar Rapids, actually three. Let's see, Champaign, and did I stop in Peoria? I think it was Peoria. So those were and those weren't everyday stops, folks. Those were when things were overloading and they needed room and my truck would be it. So, okay, that's in the past, folks. Well, so is this plane. Early 2000s, they phased them out. However, today, it's going to grace the skies in the good old purple and white, folks, the Federal Express. How many of you remember that name? Because it's been quite a while since FedEx was called Federal Express. I'll leave you with that as we hop up in the office area here. All right. Okay, so like I said, the office area. Let's pull up Sim Toolkit real quick. Walk ourselves through what's on the flight plan for today, and see what kind of trouble we can get into, if any. All right, so you can see the basics. Oh, look at that little bit out here, folks. We may have a little bit of that white stuff to fly through. That's kind of stinky, but anyway. Right now in Bloomington, 290 at 24. We are gonna try this 6,500 foot runway. We should be able to get off, especially with a 24 knot headwind, gusty to 29. So we're gonna give it our best. We're gonna go full throttle and let her rip. Down in Des Moines, up in Des Moines, pretty much the same wind. Light snow, 9 miles visibility, broken at 3,000, and it's below freezing mark up there. Not -1 Fahrenheit, folks, -1 Celsius. So about 30 degrees. Ish. All right, loadout for today. Now, disregard the peeps. It's cargo. I know, kind of confusing. 26,000 pounds of cargo's inside, bringing us up to that zero fuel weight, as well as 19,000 pounds of fuel. Now, dispatch is rolling the dice that we can make 30,000. We'll see. But we'll be at Mach 0.80. And folks, that pretty much wraps it up. Let me pull up the live map here. See if it's going to do it for us. It's been doing pretty good. Looks like it is. And kind of zoom it down on our runs. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, we should be able to. So if I'm on my P's and Q's, we'll make it. All right, so with that in mind, let's set this to 30. Gonna go for it. Heck, we're going on a 6,500 foot runway. What the heck? Now, I've already checked the light bulbs were good there. I've already gone pretty much, you heard a bit of it. Kind of might have heard this. Should have asked, guess that tune. Mike, I can name it 1 decimal. Anyway, so there's a show many of you, well, no, I'm sorry, it's back. A lot of you know about it now, so. All right, so let's do it, shall we? Let's bring up the air stair. Let me run through my checks real quick. Okay, window heat's on, instruments synced and ready, GPWS. That we have not done. You'll know these sounds.
Slide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Enough. Airspeed low. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slow. Bank angle. Bank angle. 100. 50. 30. 20. 10. 500.
And there you got it, folks. The GPWS checks out good to me. Getting our flight plan on file here for VATSIM. Almost got it done before it was finished. Alright, so there we go. We are now coming up on VATSIM. Okay, so parking brakes are set, stabilizer trim. Flaps are 0 and 0, showing up. Spoilers show down. And parking brake on. Fuel levers cut off. And we've got our papers, gears, and the flight recorder checked and set. Hydraulics. A system's off, B system's coming on. While we're here, because we always forget. Alright, I think, let's see. Hydraulics, rudder, stabilizer, GPWS mock, and I think we're ready to fire up the APU. Okay, and just to give you an idea what it looks like behind us, folks, there's our cargo bins. We're loaded up slightly nose down on the center of gravity. Not too bad. We'll be okay in flight. And you can see the rest there. Okay, we've already performance-wise. And finally, running through some of the checks, batteries on, APU's coming on stall. Checked emergency, all done, ready to go. APU is firing up as we speak. Wow, looks like this one went down. That's odd. Okay, well, we'll be ready for it to die on us, because usually when it does that, that's what happens. All right, for the engine start, let's get up here. Let me look outside. The DB Cooper door is up. If time, we'll talk about it. If not, well, Google it, as my wife does everything. And pack's coming a second. Galley power for a moment. And I think we're ready to go, folks. Okay, so basically, as you can see in the checklist here, to start this beastie up, we got to first get rid of Sim Toolkit. My bad. Going to be turning the galley power off, the packs off, the bleeds. Should get above 30, and they are very close to it right now. Engine start switch. Okay, so what that means, let's just go look at it real quick, then do it. Your start switches are here. We lift the guards, push the switch down. At night, it's a pain in the rump. And then on we go. Okay, here we go. Packs coming off. Okay, we're above 30. Galley power's off. Valves are open. Let's get rid of the checklist and let's do it. What I do is I do it from one of the pilot seats, because you can see it a little better. I always start number 2 first. And the start valve is right here. Then we come back, watch for 20 on your PSI up here on N2, and away we go with the fuel. Okay, we're showing a light off. EGT is the middle gauge here, rolling up. As is N1, fuel, N2 continues. Okay, and we've got a good start. The other telltale is when the oil pressure light here goes out. You're also good to start then. Repeat it for the other 2. I'm going to start up 3 next. Okay, valve open. Watch the light go on. It'll probably go when this gets into the green after, say, what is that, 3, I think it is. There it goes out. So technically, I could start 1. I wait for everything to kind of settle down a little. Then I get over to the next engine. Okay, that looks good. And yes, I have to make it. You like the Reg Express next to us? Oh, FlyJSim's cracked me up. And number 1's fired. Okay, and once the light's out, we're really good to go. And the lights are out, and we're stabilizing. Do not rush to shut your APU off yet. Still got some steps to do. Okay, now that we're started, let's go ahead and get our generators online. You could now shut the APU down. Let's hold for a couple minutes. Okay, galley power's off. Okay, after start ignition, let's go back up here. Pitot heat, hold on. Anti-ice, let's go ahead and run with some. Especially the wings, so we don't forget about them up in Moines. Okay. come down here, get our hydraulics on. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and shut the APU off. One galley power, one pack. Let things settle down before I do the next one. Okay, ground equipment's disconnected, anti-ice, yaw dampers checked. Flight controls, let's come back to the front now. Alright, a couple of ways you can obviously do this just by watching the wheel or watching the gauge right here. Now it does not do your ailerons, so you got to kind of watch, and it looks like that's good, but it does do the elevator. Just make sure it centers when you let your hand off of it. And your rudders. Now, if only one of those needles move with the rudders, or one of these are still lit right here, nope, not that one, hang on. The heck is it over here? It's right here, your hydraulics. If one of those is lit up, you got your hydraulics aren't all on. Okay, we look good on the controls. Speed flaps to 20. Stabilizer. All right. This is the most simplest one you're going to find next to never having to set it. Fussers used to do that in the other Microsofts. But anyway, I digress. Come here, look at your takeoff. This will give you all your numbers. The only thing it's not giving you is how many feet you need. But you're going to go flaps 20. We're showing 20 and 20. Shows your EPR. That looks pretty close up there. Shows your N1 will be 97.4. And your trim, state trim, 593. Well, you can just click in the green and boom, it just set it. And then the rest of your flap speeds. Click set bug and it sets these for you. Alright, so we are ready. Galley power's on, electric hydraulics, and we'll leave that in normal for now. And that. So let's get this thing pushed back, shall we? Actually, powered back. I highly suggest you do not use the brakes to stop it when you power back. Y'all are going, that never happened in America. Yeah, I actually did once. Watched it in Mid-America many a day. Okay, so you go, how do you stop? Forward thrust. Once you start moving forward, then use your brakes. Otherwise, you're going to find the airplane nose up and then back down. Could tail strike. Alright, so beacons on. Don't be ashamed, folks, to do it. It's always better to make sure your lights are set, your switches are the way you want them, than for you to say, well, I thought they were. Here we go. And again, we are going out to runway 29. Just because with the strength of the wind today, it would be foolish not to. 24 knots right down the runway. You're gonna love the word should make it off. Okay, while we taxi, let's do our before takeoff checks. Oop, let's get the airplane straightened out first. How about that one? There we go. Transponder. Okay, RTO on the brakes. Remember, this was a three-man crew. Okay, now we are going to need to, well, yeah, we're going to back taxi runway 20 and 2 to get into position because I want every inch of my runway. And Roger, Bloomington traffic, FedEx 811, back taxi runway 20 to line up on 29. Lights are on. Go. Speed's alive. 80 knots.
80 knots. E1. Rotate.
Gear up, positive brake. All right, and oops, we are airborne. Okay, now we're just setting our climb. Basically what I want to get up to is 280. Hold that to about 30,000. And again, I'm wanting about a 92% N1 for the climb, so that's why I keep checking it. All right, so final checks here. As we start in, let's make sure packs are on. Start closing the doors. Okay, and let's see. Flaps, we can put the auto pack back to cutout. That stays flight, and this should stay back to K. Okay, and that's good until we get to descent, folks. I move. Okay. Okay, we're coming back on. We're 12 miles out, so I will keep the control for now. What I'm gonna do, though, I'd like to go ahead and flip over, see what Moines is yielding. Okay, we're going to come off of this on the 282 radio. And once we get to about 5, I'll set it and then keep running it until we go past it. Okay, 282 is what we want. What I'm going to do for the moment here is that way I'll know Des Moines becomes available. When this arrow flips to this, we've crossed it, and then I'll turn to my heading. Okay, saw the switch. Mind you, I'm watching my speed. Eventually, we're going to accelerate at 30,000 up to 0.80. Welcome to the old school of flying, folks. Looks like the Moines may have come online. So let's get firmed in on our track, then we'll switch over. And there's my cue to awesome. A lot of stuff happening all at the same time. We're good on the track we're on right now, folks. So I'm not worried. Speed is critical. Don't want to overspeed. As long as I'm on course, we're good. I only set up the FMC as a precaution. And it tells me in 60 miles it's top of descent. Okay, now as we're flattening out, we're going to begin to accelerate. I don't want to go past 0.80. And that, folks, this aircraft does not have an auto throttle where you set the speed. You're setting it with the throttle itself. You, the pilot, first officer, flight engineer, set it with the throttle. Just because I'm going to move this speed bug up does not mean it's controlling it. I will here with the thrust. The climb is a basic auto throttle pitch. So it's maintaining 280, 290 by the way it pitches the aircraft. That is perfect, I think. Keep an eyeball on it. Now, what I'm going to do is firm up my heading. Go into heading select, flip over, see how we're doing. Okay, let's see how it does. I am going to go back to Peoria. Bring us back on course. Get up to about Burke. Now, you don't see that here, folks. That's on the chart. So, let me check my speed through all of this. We're still just 177. Okay. And what I'm reading, folks, is my EPRs. Right there. Okay. Top of descent. What is the ILS? 3,000. So -5 miles, -7, 88 miles from Des Moines. We'll start our descent. There you go, folks. We are flying VOR to VOR. The big trick is always keep your heading selector as close to straight as the nose is. So in case you got to switch frequencies, in case heck, stupid things happen and the FMC or the INS gives, boom, you're on that track. And once you figure out the problem, get things back online, you can always come right back on. Alright, so that is cruise, folks. Let me just see if I do have a checklist. No, I do not. So we are on our way. Estimating Des Moines. Yes, I did that intentionally, folks. Hang on. 21 minutes. As we get closer, I'm hoping our tracks meet up. They're supposed to be pretty much right on, but is mine countering for something? I think it might. No, it should be. Should be dead on. think I'm going to be able to make the change here. Maybe where I start my top of descent. Okay. Looking at, I think it's time we start thinking about getting on track with get this dead as close to dead center. There we go. Back to heading select. Switch. Alright, we're going to get on track here to come in. It's like a little difference of opinion. Kind of concerned. But as long as we're tracking to Des Moines, we'll be fine. Alright, before we do top and descent, I do want to bring it up so you all get a good look at it. So bear with me a second. Alright, there's the approach chart for Des Moines. Coming in, runway 31. ATIS is 119.55. Approach, tower, and ground. Now, we will need to set 110.3. Then eventually the heading of 311 in the final course. Matter of fact, let's do that right now. Now I can't set the course yet, folks, because we're using it to track Des Moines. However, when we get closer, I can work with the other side to get us in and hook on that cycle. We'll get down there in a minute. Okay, so Forum, 6 miles out, 1,442 AGL or 2,400. That's our minimums, folks. I'm sorry, that's where we'll be at there on glide path. Minimums for this is 1158 MSL, 200 AGL. How does that look up here? Very simple. MSL is your altimeter. AGL is this gauge right here called the radar altimeter. Call this basically a barometer in all sense. Just gives you the altitude altimeter barometrically. Radar altimeter is above the ground. It's shooting a beam down, telling you how far up you are on the ground. Mean sea level is what we're setting when we set here. Okay, we're going to come right in on cycling. And then we're going to come in on the localizer. Now, cycling, I want to be at 3,000 feet. And we're we're about to start down here for. And then we'll be at 2,400 feet and work our way down. Cycling in, we're probably going to be, well, instead of saying the word probably, 124, call it 134. Set 30 flaps. So, looking at our chart, we're going to be right in here, call it 700 feet a minute-ish, and about 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go down the chute. Full ALS approach lights, PAPI's on the left, missed approach there, and then again our minimums. 200 feet AGL, RVR of at least 18 or a half mile. If we have a flight director or autopilot or a HUD, we can go down to 18 to the decision altitude, which we already got. But that more applies to when we don't have lights and stuff like that. All right, folks, there's your arrival brief. And we are ready to start setting up for this descent. Let me recalculate real quick. Yep, time to come down. And it's really hard at night, folks. Granted, you're going to need light to see this. I want to set up about a 2,000, just slightly over. Right, we are starting down. Should be on the ground here in about 20 minutes, folks. So now would be a good time to take a break. Come on back when you're ready, and we'll be on the ground, or in the pattern, hopefully, so to speak. We'll be heading for the ILS because the weather is still El Crapo. 300 at 23, gusts to 34, light snow. Broken, however, 4,000. Can we get a yay and an amen? Visibility 9 miles. So we should have a visual, if you will, on this approach. Okay, our descents are looking good. I'm pulling power back. And if you've not noticed, folks, we're not on the FMS. Now, what's concerning me is we see okay, I am going to start slowing us down. Actually, I'm going to steepen us a little bit. Miscalculated. Forgot the 8 miles to Des Moines after Sigla. we're going over Radar O'Reilly's territory. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and back off the speed brakes. The barometric 3005. Okay. Okay, we are getting in there, folks. Okay, we're dropping below transition level. And all right, we're getting there, folks. "39 miles to go. Gonna be close." Don't ask me where these lights come from, folks. I really wish I knew this. I'd love for them to be up front here. Now, there's a possibility, although pretty remote, that could be Des Moines lights up ahead. Possibility. We're aimed at it. That's why I say it may not be, because it should be more off into this general area, but we'll find out. been kind of meandering, if you didn't know, throughout here on this track. Alright, all the lights are coming on. I have to say something, folks. This is X-Plane11. Clouds really look good. I don't know if updates are affecting this or not. But boy, things look a little different in here since 12 has come out. Maybe it's because I'm expecting 12. I don't know. And we're out of the clouds at 5,600 feet. Okay, and I'm going to go to heading select, switch over to our ILS frequency, and let's see, I need 311. Okay, just waiting for the localizer to become alive. Now, I know we're still a good 16 miles or so out. Level at 3,000. Looks like the glide slope's in. Again, looks like. Let's not go on that 100%, folks. Okay, I believe we have the airport over here now. Getting to slow for approach. Alright. Ignitions are on, altimeters set, EPRs set, fuel, hydraulics, air conditioning, pressurization, all set. We should be joining that localizer, folks, at about 8.7. Correction, 8. So we got about 12 to go. We should be getting the localizer alive here soon. Localizer alive. Okay, we've got the airfield in sight. Moines traffic, FedEx 811, 11-mile final, 431. Roger, cleared to land, FedEx 811. Here, folks. They weren't kidding. See the airplane's autopilot. This ought to be fun when we take them. Cycling, and got the Pappies in sight. Just got to figure out where in the heck the runway is. Can't make it out from there, but I definitely have Pappies. Oh, I think I got the runway now. Okay, I see the lights. Okay. Have to pop up a little bit here. Watch the glide slope. When it starts coming down, I'll put the gear down. That's going to probably happen, folks. Technically, I should be stair-stepping down, but I'm going to let the glide slope do it for us. That trim is going nuts, isn't it? Sorry, folks, I'm turning that down. Ooh, we are going to have fun when we take over. All right, here comes the glide slope. Let's go for another notch of flaps and the gear. gear in transition. On glide slope. Green. Flaps 20. Go ahead and get flaps full. Alright, last checks. Auto brake is medium. Ooh. I think I'm going to keep my speed up, folks. Okay, one last look. Ref is 133. Whew, yeah, we're going to keep it up. Okay, runway in sight. Moines traffic, FedEx 811. We're 5 mile final, 3-1. Full stop. Alright, let me get back on track here, folks. Wow. Yeah, I see what that autopilot was going through. Holy mackerel. Hey, we're as stable can be for this.
300. Minimums. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Folks, I want to tell you, that was a very challenging approach. We'll get off at D8 right up here, and we got a long taxi, but kind of curious what FedEx Express Virtual recorded us at. I know it said hard landing here. I don't think it was all that hard, but I mean, concrete's still in the ground. Alright, we are off the runway. Moines traffic. On a second, folks. Des Moines traffic, FedEx 811. Off runway 31 on to Delta. And unfortunately, there are no shortcuts. I do remember, though, way back when the F-16s were here. It was pretty cool, in between loads, waiting and watching. Alright, let's get the rest of this done here. Alright. Crossing 2-3. And, what? Let's just go all the way down to D1. Basically, we're parking. Over there, back in the old days, was UPS had a day sort here. So that's kind of also neat to see. I could cut down Papa, but I might as well just go all the way. And then cut across at the end, right in. Just something tells me that seems like more of the way they would do it. And gives me time. 9 galley power off. Here. And we're crossing. Don't see anyone coming through the clouds. Yeah, UPS, a whole bunch of 757s would fly in back in the mid-90s. And like I said, did a day sort here. Granted, when my truck got to Dayton, it was basically part of their day sort at the worldwide hub. And I now can talk, but back then I wasn't really supposed to. I hauled second day air freight. And basically FedEx, Emery was telling me people are paying top dollar for this, so that's why they wanted me to be quiet. I'm like, okay, that sounds, that's a legitimate reason. So I did. For about 20 years. Finally started talking about it here of late. But yeah, it was quite interesting, folks. Alright, I haven't seen a one. Kidding me? They don't have any lines over here? Alright folks, we are in the blocks. Sorry to the marshaller that I blinded you. Okay, let's get back here. Wound up. Okay, we're on generator. I could have got all this turned off and I didn't. All right, folks, welcome again to Des Moines. We'll go over the flight here in just a moment. Bear with me a second as I clear up some things. I must have turned the nav lights off, not the beacons. Okay. All right, we are shut down. Let's take a look at what FedEx did. And FDX811 was me. They've clocked us in at 256, so they're a little more forgiving than Sim Toolkit. Speaking of that animal, hang on a second. Let me pop up here, get rid of that. All right, there's Sim Toolkit. And it logged the flight already automatically, 409. All right, let's take a look at it. Oh, before we go, notice the little meandering about. That's what was happening, and that was kind of weird. But it is how it flies, so that might be part of it. It said something I flared early, and actually almost right on the spot. Since it's nighttime, we will not do a rewind. No, matter of fact, you can kind of see the day sort. But anyway, here's the threshold, and as you all know, 500 feet for each of the hash marks. Landing zone looks like it ends about right here. All right, we touched down 1,545 feet down to runway, 2 feet off the center. Folks, I'm going to go ahead and say, dang. With that crosswind and that wind I was battling, I'm shocked I was only 2 feet off. That's just amazing in itself right there. The fact that I hit 409, I don't care. Could have been a little faster. Yeah, I didn't keep my speed up like I said I was. Let it drop, and well, that's what we got. So, there you go, folks. That is the landing here. And, folks, I've had a wonderful time. Hope you have too on this video. Unfortunately, we're not streaming live to all of my Twitch folks. Folks, I would love for you to come aboard, see us in our live streams. All you have to do is go over to Twitch. Look down in the bottom here. You'll see how to find us on Twitch. We'd love for you to come over, say hi, and introduce yourself to us all. We'd love for you to be there. But I'm thankful that you're here for the rebroadcast, if you will. This is actually, I'm doing it right now for you. So this is one of those times where the Twitch guys lose out, and they know about the videos over here. This will probably come in about, to them, they'll see it here in a couple of weeks. But, folks, I want to say thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike over here on YouTube. We've got a growing following, and it's all in part to you all. I sure thank you. So what I'm going to do now, folks, is just kind of bid a farewell, and is really trying to do a see how it looked visually. It's not going to work at night. It's just too hard. But one thing I do want to bring up is that verse of the day you've all seen. Folks, it's actually an amazing verse. You saw it at the beginning, and well, it goes like this. It's from Revelations, and I know a lot of people, oh Lord, here it comes, fire and brimstone. Let me just show it to you here. And they sang a new song. You are worthy to take the scroll and open its seals, because you were slain, and with your blood you purchased men for God from every tribe and language and people and nation. Folks, this only person who was worthy to pick up the scroll, to break the seals of the scroll, and then announce the scrolls, is Jesus Christ. He is the one worthy. He is worthy for you, and you alone. Okay, he was slain. His blood he used to purchase you for God. He didn't go, oh, well, wait a minute, they're from the Middle East. Oh, wait, they're from Australia. No, we can't. No. No. Every nation, every language, every tongue, every tribe, folks. That is God. That is Jesus Christ. All inclusive, all the time. In an earlier stream today, folks, I brought up a show that I love to watch, and it's you. Give me a second to work with it. You'll see where I'm going. I hope you watch the show The Chosen. If you don't, go to your app store on your phone. It's free out there, folks. Look for The Chosen. Download the app. Watch all 3 seasons. Now, I'm in season 2. And what an episode I watched today. There's eight episodes, 8 to 9 episodes a season. And today's, oh my goodness. Tell me you don't relate. Basically what The Chosen is, if you're not familiar, it's telling the Bible, New Testament, Gospels together with a cast from Jesus to Peter to John to Matthew to James, all the way down, folks. Telling the story, telling what you read in the Bible through the Gospels and Acts eventually, from what I understand. And then filling in the blanks where we don't know what happened. And at that point, we know it's fictitious. It's, our best guess what could have, should have, could have happened. We're in one of those points today, but it's really poignant to us, folks, because Mary Magdalene opened the show up, season 1, episode 2, episode 1, something like that, and Jesus saved her from the mire, the muck that she was in. Like Jesus saves us all, folks, if just you reach out to him. Well, season 2, I don't know if I'm episode 6 or 7, and she has fallen back into that. She is back into the life she was in before Jesus saved her. First off, how many of you can relate to that? I mean, I was making breakfast when it happened, and I heard it, and that's why I've got to go back and watch it at least 2 or 3 more times to just go, huh? How many can relate to that Jesus has saved us? And we now come to him going, Jesus, I am not worthy. I am not worthy. folks, you never were worthy. That's the point. Jesus saved you anyway, and will again. Because, folks, we're humans, and we're gonna sin. Every single one of us, I don't care, as our verse said, what tribe, what language, what peoples, what nation, folks, you're all sinners. Get over yourself, you are a sinner. There are no quote, quote, good people except for Jesus Christ, who was sinless. All we as feeble humans can do is strive to sin less. We cannot be sinless. We can only do our best to sin less. Now, we can't work. We can't do anything to win Jesus' favor except accept him with faith that he accepts you. Faith, folks, is the name of the game. Jesus is the one worthy of that faith. And folks, I really hope you find Jesus. You learn, walk in the way of Jesus. Again, you can't walk sinless. But as you walk, you will realize sin less. And the worthy one of Jesus, when he takes that scroll in Revelations to begin the end of time, the end of ends, will walk into heaven with him. I hope that made sense, folks. I'm sorry I took so much time there, but such a poignant scene. I mean, season 1 had one with John 3:16. Oh my gosh, I was in tears, folks. This one just almost broke my neck when I snapped around to go, oh my God. And what an episode. So, folks, get The Chosen. I'm not doing this to get paid by the folks at Chosen. I'm just telling you, you've got a really good application out there. For those, oh, I can't read the Bible. It's too much. Watch The Chosen. Don't have an excuse that way. Folks, again, it's been a great time flying with Federal Express today. FedEx Express Virtual was the airline. Check them out. Link is in the comments below. And folks, check out the schedule at our Discord channel, also in the notes below. Look it up to see when we do fly live so you can come join us. For now, folks, you all have a great night. God bless you all.